In5d, now's the best time to do it. You can actually put an ad for $1 a day, and you can find out more about that.
An ad for
Right here,
$1
there's
a
link
day.
right there at in5d.us. There's a link that's $1 a day. You can advertise your web services or.
Here we go. I'm doing a reaction video to your stream, brother. Oh, what the frick? Now that's weird. What's so weird, man? We're doing a reaction video to the In5d.
I still love that kind of music.
Which is kind of fun.
My dad was more into the heavier side, maybe the Doors and.
This really fucks with the system because
Yeah.
they're on one computer. I'm on another computer. They're on one
Heavier
YouTube
Doors.
stream, and
All
I'm on
right.
the other
A
stream.
little bit,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's much heavier than my parents. My parents were, I think the heaviest they got was
Well,
maybe Glenn Campbell.
Right.
I'm
Oh, God. No, they had Simon and Garfunkel. That was the heaviest they got.
streaming
Right.
your
Yes.
live
Bridge over
stream.
troubled water. That's my parents' song from their wedding.
I remember one time I was playing when Cheap
So I
Trick
get
came out
audio,
with that
but
live
you don't
album,
know
Cheap
that
Trick
what I'm
Live at
saying,
BrewCon.
and I can talk over you, man.
I was playing
and you can't do nothing about it. It's awesome. And the other guys just
Ain't That a
like,
Shame,
this is fun.
and I didn't realize that was
It's
a
just-
remake of an older song. And my mom comes out and she starts singing to it. I'm like, how do you know the lyrics to this? She goes, oh, I heard that song when I was a kid.
So nobody watching on my channel yet, but you got 24 on yours. And if you guys connect each other, you
Yeah,
know,
it's interesting what,
it'll be
what we
freaky.
listen to.
Awesome.
As kids, I remember watching
I love your channel, by the way. And
the
I love
Monkees on TV.
So I'm gonna do something while you're
My
doing
father
this.
used to
I'm
watch the
gonna
Monkees on TV. I was a child.
clean the
and
desk
he would
so
come
I
home
can
from work and
put the other
he would
computer
put that
in
on
here.
the
It's gonna be
television.
awesome.
And actually, the first concert that I ever went to with my mom and dad was to see the Monkees at the Van Wezel in Sarasota
Oh, wow.
in the late 90s. Yeah.
Playing some games.
So your first concert was in the late 90s?
No, it was the first concert that I went to
Some
with my
music background
parents.
for you guys,
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah.
No, you would have blown me away because Hendrix opened up for the Monkees one time. Now, if you had said, yeah, the first concert I went to was Hendrix opening up for the Monkees.
Right. I'm not that cool.
Clean this desk up so we can move. I'm out of
So what
my-
about Bo? What was his first concert?
Oh, I guess my first concert, probably Gurriola. In5d, what is it that Larry said?
Bo said he went to see Leonard Skinner
Zip
with his
out.
older brother when he was only maybe 4 years old. He has an older brother
Whatever.
that's 15 years
20
older
years.
than he is, 11 years older than he is. So,
I'm not in.
Dinner. Wow.
yep.
At this point, good for them.
I'm working for Donald Trump.
Miss them. At this point, good for them.
I'm working for Donald Trump.
Miss them, but yeah, it's part of the cycle of life, right?
Right. Forever in your heart. Your heart.
Yep.
My first concert in person was.
Yep.
My first concert in person was
Live chat
the
is on.
Dave Matthews Band.
Okay. I can see you going to that.
Right.
Definitely.
And still nobody watching my channel.
What was the best concert you ever went to?
You should be
The
watching my
best
channel.
concert I ever went to? Oh, I saw James Brown on his 70th birthday at the House of Blues in
Cleaning up the desk.
Orlando, and that was probably the most rockin', most exciting, energy, vibrant concert that I've ever been to. Les Claypool, he does a pretty good show. He's a bass player. He's from the band Primus originally, but he plays on his own. Are you familiar with that? No.
Nah, not really. No.
And then I've seen Roger Waters in concert a few times, and he puts on a spectacular show.
Mhm.
So.
I think the best concert I ever saw was when Guns N' Roses first came out, and they were opening up for Aerosmith.
Roses.
And it was fantastic. It was down in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and I went with the guys in my band at the time. It was fantastic. One of the best concerts I've ever seen. Also, the Monsters of Rock was pretty cool in Philly. That was, a bunch of bands: Metallica, Van Halen, Kingdom Come, Dokken, somebody else. I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been to Ozfest before too. I've seen Ozzy Osbourne, Marilyn Manson.
We need some runs.
You went to
whole
Ozfest?
range.
Wow.
I've been to Ozfest, yes.
That's one I wouldn't think.
That's why I threw that out there. I figured you probably wouldn't think that, but yes,
Oh,
I have.
you're in points with me on that one. Wow. So you saw Ozzy then perform.
I saw Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. Yeah, the Black Sabbath original lineup. Yep.
I'm trying to think. How would you have dressed for that? Did you dress all rock and roll, or did you dress hippie?
Doc Martens, blue jeans,
Doc Martens.
belly shirt, Florida summertime, sweating buckets, parking lot, Orlando.
Orlando. Wow.
Orlando, yeah.
You guys can see how I clean up the desk.
Oh, wow.
It's a weird light there.
And that's an all-day. That's a several-day event, isn't that?
It was, I think, a 2-day event, but I only went to the second day because that was the people that I wanted to see. But yeah, that's a 2-day event.
We're gonna put a mirror facing that mirror.
For everyone watching, I'll be doing a spirit chat tomorrow night, and it's going to be on your favorite spiritual teachers. So join in on that. A bit of this and that is asking, where's Allie?
Actually,
she's here.
There.
She's moderating, but she's a little under the weather still. And
there's the mirror.
She'll be back.
Looking at the mirror.
She's feeling better every day, and
a little candle.
Both had.
We're gonna play a game of
you
Kings.
too, Sarah.
Kings.
Had,
what is it called?
Whatever that bug is.
There's Tezcatlipoca's mirror. There's the candle.
3 weeks to get over it, and then I bumped into somebody who was sneezing with a runny nose, and 2 days later I had a sore throat, but I'm feeling much better. But it's just like my immune system is just fragile from it, and I'm slow to recover as
see if I can get that angle.
So I'm just trying to. My vitamin C is like 8,000 milligrams.
Oh my God! There it is.
Wow.
But you can't see the other mirror because it's too.
Taking it like every 2 hours then.
Just about.
Candle needs to be over here.
So, but I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. But you said you had a little bit of stomach bug, huh?
Yeah, I felt nauseous. I had some chicken. I made it myself.
We can use the chicken heads, brother. The cat's chicken heads.
Because what I ended up doing was I made it the first batch in the air fryer, and it came out perfect. And the second batch, I cooked it in the oven, and then when I was flipping it over, I'm like, screw it, the air fryer's open. Weird. I'll just cook the rest of it in the air fryer. Maybe it wasn't fully cooked when I did the second half in the air fryer, but yeah, I didn't feel well, and it went into this morning. I still feel a little tiny bit queasy, but I feel much better than what I did yesterday. So it's almost like
don't break it, lad.
Ellie.
Hey, Cthulhu.
Right.
It's experiencing. So.
Cthulhu, what are you doing to me, man?
But yeah,
are you? I think Rob's trying to speak, but we still can't hear him.
Can't hear you, bro.
Can't hear you.
Did you check your settings?
Rob, we can't hear you, brother.
So if you go to your settings and click on audio, and then click on mic, you'll see a bunch of different options there. Choose one that'll work.
The first time I came on StreamYard, I had a problem with my audio too. It was when we did the conference, and I had to unplug my microphone and go into my settings.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
right. There's also somebody
There's the
named
mirror
Chick
in the back.
Hicks that looks like maybe they're in the background trying to enter.
Well, I tried. Yeah, I
Uh,
brought her in, and then she disappeared instantly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
the
what
point is
happened
to see
her,
all
but-
3 mirrors.
Looked like Rob was prepared to even play his guitar a little bit.
I know.
I'll play mine.
Okay, so yeah, if anyone wants to join us, here's the link. Posted it in the chat.
Lol. Already.
Alexis is asking, is it because you're using earphones with no microphone? Yeah, whatever that thing was. You didn't get tested for COVID, did you?
I didn't. I don't
Oh, there it
do
is.
Western medicine. I do Chinese medicine, and I continued to ask the doctors if I should take the test, and they were like, "We don't treat."
There's there's swastikas. That's the mirror. That's what
I
needs.
never
Okay, there we go.
tested, so I'm
See,
not
you
a
guys see that
statistic
swastika
on
over
the
there?
little
Exactly.
That
bar
is
swab,
the.
but,
Does it matter whether you had
That
COVID or
is
not?
the.
You were
Well, I
sick.
just go
That's all
further
that
down, I
matters.
guess.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't.
Little
People
Eiffel
ask me,
Tower
did you get
action
tested
here.
for COVID? No, doesn't matter whether I had it or not. I beat whatever it was. I beat.
Right. And I stayed home because I didn't feel good and I wasn't out spreading it to anybody else. And I didn't find it necessary to go get a COVID test or any of those things.
Yeah,
If that makes somebody else feel better to know exactly what they have, that's fine.
yeah.
But in the way that I practice my healthcare with Chinese medicine,
Oh, there it is. There's
it's
the,
not
okay.
necessary
There's
to
the mirror.
have a
There's the
definitive
mirror.
diagnosis and know
Lower-
the name of the virus that you're dealing with. And as a matter of fact,
right there.
coronavirus has been causing
I can,
upper
right
respiratory colds
there.
for
You see, guys, see it?
thousands of years.
That's the Tezcatlipoca mirror. Smoke
That is
mirrors.
true. Yeah.
Yes.
So we got double mirror action going, and now we need some weed, some mushrooms.
Galactic Fire saying maybe we can post our concert pics of outfits on
Yeah, it's gonna be
In5d.
fun. Oh, Three King.
There you go.
I don't think I have many pictures. I used to go to this place called Binghamton, New York, and I'd see a lot of concerts there. And they allowed you to bring in a camera. Back then, it was like those little Instamatic cameras and stuff. So they weren't the greatest cameras. So I got pictures, but it's not of me, it's of the band.
Right.
Like
We all
one
had
time-
great outfits for concerts, that's for sure. We just didn't have a lot of cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
How's that, guys?
One
Can you
time,
see me?
the guys in my band and I was in a band in Scranton, and we went to Philly to see AC/DC, and then 5 days later, we went to see AC/DC again in Binghamton, New York. So the same, it's the Fly on the Wall tour.
So,
So
if you
yeah,
come to my
all big
my
AC/DC
channel,
fans.
I'll play some music for
That's
you.
fun.
And maybe, if you're really wise,
That was
You
one of
would
my
actually put
favorite
it in your
concerts,
channel
actually, too. Was when it
to
wasn't
create
that one,
kind of
but
like a.
King Bay Malmsteen, which
You know,
a lot of people have
pretty
no
cool.
idea who he is. In my opinion, he's the best rock and roll guitarist out there, but well, one of the best. But
We
he
take the
opened
turtle, or
up
do we
for
take the,
AC/DC one time, and
You guys
I
want
love
the
that
turtle?
because it was my two favorite overall guitarists: Ingve for talent and Angus for showmanship.
Mm.
So it was a fantastic concert.
Do you
Right.
guys? There I am.
Did you often follow a band from
Do you guys
town
want
to town?
the?
No,
Do
No.
you guys want the
no. That time, you know,
turtle?
Scranton,
or
Philadelphia
the
was
regular
only
guitar?
maybe a couple hours away or so, or
Yeah, let's
less
give the
from
regular
Scranton.
guitar.
And Binghamton was only like an hour away, so we're like, screw it, let's go see him twice.
Right, right.
Back then, you could afford to because tickets weren't $300-400 a pop. Nowadays, it's crazy how much. Springsteen, I think the nosebleed for Springsteen was like $375 here in Tampa.
Yeah, wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, he's all woke anyway, so I wouldn't see him at.
Yes, he is.
Anyone that's woke, no.
Right.
So what's up, Rob? Now you don't have any video.
Here goes a song for you.
Alexis
Sorry, I'll
was
take the
saying
three
that
keys
she looked
out.
like
So.
a Spice Girl from space. When I saw Super Furry.
Cool.
Hey there. It's for you guys.
Elaine's saying that StreamYard didn't like her microphone either. I'm not using my microphone at all. I'm just using my computer
table so
mic.
that I could do some shit, but I got stones. So.
That's what I'm on too. Just my computer's microphone.
Mm-hmm.
The microphone is on, I think.
Oh, that's a cool concert. A bit of this and that 30-day special in Night Range.
The microphone is on.
Yeah.
1984.
But where is it on? Is it on you?
How old were you in
baby?
84?
In5d.
8.
Oh my.
I love.
So you missed all the good Van Halen years of.
Yeah.
Yeah. 84, I turned 24 in October.
Now tell me, why do you care? Why do you care? What these little
Listen to any new
human
music.
beings are doing?
Not really.
What's the most recent thing you listened to?
Are you
Some like
really
spiritual music, maybe Trevor Hall,
in
Naco, Medicine for the People.
In5d.
I'm not really into
DMT.
the produced
Have you smoked
music
your
that the
dope
teenagers
venom?
are listening to.
Well, and then, you know, you look
Let
at the
you say you
videos
go.
that they put out.
Ah, esta
Messages
fiesta
that are in there.
de este viejo,
You know,
viejo
lyrics
solito.
crap
The
nowadays.
lyrics are terrible, yes.
Lechuza llegó.
Yeah, well, even the art of playing
Lechuza
guitar.
llegó.
You know, back, you know, at least for me,
Anda bien happy,
the
sí.
musician and the guitarist that played in hard rock bands. The leads back then were
I'm
fantastic.
just
In the
singing.
80s,
I'm
fantastic
singing the
guitarists.
blues
Now,
for you.
there's really none. There's one, this guy named Satchel on Steel Panther. He's really good, fantastic guitarist. But outside of that, that's it.
Right? Just lacking the talent that there used to be.
Yeah, really cheesy leads. They can't play intricate, any kind of intricate kind of solo. Yeah, it's just. Tony says, "Have you been to a drum circle lately, Greg?" I haven't. How about you, Sarah?
I haven't, no.
Last time I went to a drum circle.
How long has it been since you were at your last
Shit
drum
hit the
circle?
fan.
I heard that.
Yeah. It's been a long time. I think
Lechuza is In5d.
maybe 2017, I went to a meditation on the key and then the drum circle was happening, but that's just not really my scene.
No.
I love the beach and the sunset, but sometimes it can be a little too much for me at the drum circle.
Well, you always say, you know, get a little sun for you or something like that. When was the last time you went to the beach?
I went to South Lido 2 Sundays ago.
¿Cómo estoy?
You're
Estoy
one of the
bien.
whitest
Estoy bien,
Floridians I've
Natalia
ever seen.
Parra. Estoy bien, viejo. Estoy. Cuando se cayó el árbol de ladito, me di cuenta que como que este lugar me está llamando, pero tengo unas pesadillas bien fuertes últimamente.
Yeah.
Estoy teniendo unas pesadillas así como medio.
I don't go to the beach too much because of that kidney problem.
Y como
I
soy
have
vidente,
to like not get
tener
too
pesadillas
hot
cuando eres vidente es muy
Well, they just had something like a beach warning, you know, that
desastroso.
the
bacteria in the water.
Yeah, but they
Ahora, lo
dismissed
chistoso
that.
de las pesadillas, Rubén,
Oh, did they? Then it was only up for like what, a week
Es
or
que-
not even?
I guess,
De alguna extraña manera,
since I had that
incluso
virus,
cuando
I
las
haven't
tengo,
gone. I've been staying home and sleeping.
suceden,
I haven't
pero
been
no
to the
como
beach
yo
in 2
pensé.
weeks until the other day when I videotaped the bunnies.
Right.
That's a sign of us being old. You didn't question me saying videotaped.
No, not at all.
Video. The 10-year-old would be like, "What? Videotape? The hell?
Right.
What do you mean videotape?" Well, I got my record player out and I.
Yeah. But yeah, I was at the beach 2 weeks ago on South Lido. It was very nice out. There was a thunderstorm coming in. I didn't think we were going to be able to stay very long. But
Sí, las pesadillas son una pista, exactamente.
Hey,
Las
here
pesadillas
you
son
go.
una pista.
We can hear you. But we
Oh,
watched
you
the
can hear me now?
thunderstorm just cross the bay, and that was it. It was a beautiful day on the beach 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
we've been slammed with a lot of nasty rain showers in the evening, but I guess we need it anyway, right?
Yeah, we need it. It's so
Yeah.
hot.
Oh, like I said, they can hear me.
So I can hear you. Just gotta get your camera on.
Oh, my camera's on. I just got it covered up.
There you are.
I didn't think my lady wanted to be on the PV.
All right. I guess we could all shut our cameras off if you want.
No, I had to bring in the expert.
Say hi to your wife for
¿Estás
us.
haciendo mapas, Rubén? Ahí va tu
Hi,
canal,
wife.
Ahí vas, güey. Ahí vas. Hay
So
que
what
hacer
was
un
it?
movimiento de dragones y calabozos en México.
I just
Que sea
unplugged everything and just
como
stuck the
Critical Role,
headphones
pero
into
nosotros, cabrón.
into the slot, and then it started working.
Así como somos.
All right. So where do you want to join in? What was your first concert?
My first concert was in a park. I don't remember what my first concert was. There was so many of them up around that time, back in 68, 69. We had concerts all the time.
How old are you?
I'll be 70 at the end of this year.
Estoy
Damn, so your
poniendo
first concert might have been
mi
like
canal aquí
Mozart.
para que pueda, no tenga que buscar aquí, pueda ver el scroll de...
Just a couple guys
de tu
banging
computadora.
sticks on logs. That's where I got my beat from.
Good one.
What led you into playing guitar? Getting into playing guitar?
What was I doing? What now?
What led you into playing guitar? Why did you decide this is what I want to play?
Curiosity.
What was I doing? What now? What led you into playing
I used to
Time
work a
travel machine.
switchboard for this.
This is what I want to
some
play.
people where I
Favorite
used to
part of
live
that
back
video.
when I was
Curiosity. What now?
Fucks
Well,
everything. Everybody's mind fucks up.
I had an old Fender
Mine's on.
back
No,
65.
what are you doing, man? Shut
I
up.
worked the switchboard for a while
There
they
you go.
went to lunch.
Time travel, man. Hello, time travel. We're gonna make some fun.
Yeah, man.
Hello, time
He
travel.
wasn't teaching me anything.
We're gonna make some fun. Let's get the sound out. There we go.
So you probably learned the same way I did with root chords, right?
Yeah, there was a couple
Ya
of
está
guys
creciendo el
that
grupo, sí,
had
pues a
one
huevo.
band, and
Pero tienen que
there's only
ser,
3 of us
o
at the
sea,
time.
el punto, Rubén, del
And I told
grupo
them, I said, I ain't got the
es que
slightest
tienen
idea
que
how to
ser
do anything.
persistentes, cabrón.
And they wrote down the basic chords for me.
Y por ahí,
He handed me his old
en esa
guitar,
persistencia,
which,
pues vas
yeah,
apoderando
well,
de
yeah, I
sus
think he had steel
espíritus,
strings on it
de
at that
sus
point in time.
almas.
But like you, fret, the strings were almost a quarter of an inch above the fret.
Bueno, ahora con tu permiso, Rubén,
So that was
voy
a lot of
a,
work.
aquí estoy,
Yeah,
pero voy
I
a
think we've
limpiar
all
un
had
poco el escritorio para poder
Guitars like
poner
that at some point
otra computadora que ya arreglé.
that are just like, yeah, you gotta press down really hard just
Pero
to play
necesito
it.
una buena computadora para hacer lo que realmente
But
quiero.
I'll tell you what, if you can learn on an acoustic guitar that has strings high off the fret and get halfway decent on that, you'll be really good on a good electric.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you get on that electric after practicing with that thing, and it's like, putting a hot knife through butter.
It's like practicing on a billiard table and then going to a bar table. It seems so much easier.
Talking about snooker, as far as snooker goes, or just a regular? I used to go out and play snooker for about 2 or 3
Regular.
hours. So
Regular.
I used to go play snooker for about 2 or 3 hours before I'd go out and partying at night. And I hit the bars, and it was just like taking and throwing a ball into the Grand Canyon.
Couldn't miss.
No, there's no way.
I would do the same thing. We had these billiard tables at our college, and I'd go there and play for a couple hours, and then we'd go down to the bars on these little, 6-foot tables. It's too easy.
Perfect.
Oh,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I never let anybody know what I was doing either.
Kind of
We used
fun
to
part.
play for drinks. A buddy of mine,
Perfect way to smoke weed.
play doubles. So
Well,
the one guy that was
Chinese
on my pool league team,
Steak.
called him
Chinese
Shoes.
chopstick.
He and I would, play the college kids because where we were was in a college town. And
If you smoke from a candle,
we
as I
played the
do,
college kids for
with your
drinks.
pipe,
We'd end up getting hammered.
you get
for
wax
basically
in your lungs. You don't want wax in your
Oh
lungs.
yeah.
So what you need is something
Last time
made out
I
of
actually
wood.
played,
Put a little wax in
guy
there.
got upset over a quarter. No, it's 50-cent table,
Light it
and
up.
$1 bet. But I'd already played him a couple times before, and he beat me. And I heard him tell his buddy, "Oh, I played this guy before. I had him off the table in a minute.
420.
Don't
guys.
worry about it. You're up next." Well, he broke, and that was the last shot he got.
You ran it.
Ran it off.
Mm-hmm. Galactic saying that she taught herself how to play the Star Spangled Banner in 2000. Other than that, I know the easy version of Dream On. Okay. I don't know what that easy version is. The regular version is kind of tricky, though.
First one I figured out was Peter Gunn.
And even and
Forgot it.
and this one.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a while on that one. God. It's tricky, though. Yeah, Dream On.
Boxing. This one.
So.
What
What was some of the first songs you learned how to play on guitar?
Who, me?
first song?
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven.
Well, the first one I fiddled around with and figured out
everybody
before I
in
got
South
with the
Carolina
guys.
learned
was Peter
Stairway to
Gunn.
Heaven. This is the first.
That was it.
First.
Don, 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 don.
Okay.
There's only one.
Oh yeah, you could do that. You could do that on the E string.
That was it. Oh yeah. Well, a lot of it
There it
was
is.
Beatles,
And let's put the
Creedence
candle
Clearwater Revival. You've got
Between the two mirrors. There we go.
Smokey Robinson.
Three
different-
Kings
different pop tunes
exercise.
back in that time era. As a matter of fact, now that I've gotten back into it, now for the past couple of years, also I'll be playing something. I said, wait a minute, I know that one, and I was playing another darn song, and all of a sudden I'm saying, oh, I remember that one, and then I just pick on up on it. But I've forgotten most of those.
Do you play by ear? Or
A lot of the
tablature, or read the music?
I ain't got totally into the tabs yet because they didn't have them back in. There's certain markings that I'm not understanding, but it's a lot easier.
There's
Mostly
this guy.
I just make my own stuff up.
Fabulous.
But I do sit here and play along with different recordings of songs I like back in the day.
Eager
Guy,
way to
DK Shyster used to be the drummer in my first two bands, Caliber and Rage. So, what's going on, Brian? Oh, I just saw a knoll running across my window back here. It's little lizards. We're being spied on by the reptilians.
Well, you're familiar with classical gas, right?
Dragon magic happening all the time. People don't even know nothing about it.
Well, classical gas was very popular back then. And I was learning it when I went in the Corps and tried to keep up with it, just couldn't do it. Yeah, pull up classical gas, you'll love it.
Classical gas. Write it down.
If you want a challenge, it's a challenge.
Yeah, actually, I was watching a video on Robert Johnson earlier today. You know, and they say that, you know, he was a blues player back in the early 1900s. You know, and they said, yeah, he was just a mediocre player, but he went away for a year, and they said that in that year he sold his soul to the devil, and when he came back, he was writing and performing music that people had never heard that style before. He became all of a sudden this from mediocre to savant, basically. And people couldn't believe the transformation that he did. And, you know, the legend is that he sold his soul to the devil to become famous. And of course, he died at the magical age of 27. And you see all these other musicians that had died at the age of 27, and it makes you wonder.
And that is Rolling Stones, brother.
Don't sound like too good of a deal if you're only going to be famous for a couple of years, then you're gone.
Not at all, especially for an eternity in hell. No.
Rubén, yo soy el que quiere las patas.
I tell myself, even when I start getting a little bit, why can't I remember these? What's wrong? You know, trying to get my coordination back.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and I say to myself, all that knowledge, you've got every bit of that knowledge, you've got the coordination, every bit of it is right here. All of it. All you've got to do is find it and unlock it. And it's all there.
It's all there and then some, and stuff that's been untapped.
Right.
Mira,
I was
estoy
thinking about
limpiando mi
that today,
espacio.
you know, because we're always looking at, you know, okay, I gotta learn this
Mi
scale.
mesa.
Why not make my own scale? Why not make something that
Un
sounds really
fantasma.
cool to me and let other people say, hey, what scale is that? Right?
Para
Some people ask me, what chord are you playing? I says, I ain't got the slightest idea what chord I'm playing.
Vamos a todavía falta esta parte. Pero la Torre Eiffel es como el centro de todo el pedo, porque ahí vamos a controlar todos los acordes. La Torre Eiffel necesita
I was
reparación.
listening to some of Robert Johnson's music. He only recorded like 27, 28 songs. Wow, it's really impressive. And, you know, some of the lyrics that he has in there, he talks about, it makes you wonder if he sold his soul to the devil, because he talks
How
about,
can you sell
you know,
something
putting
that
this
belongs
powder
to
in
God
front of the door
automatically?
to keep away the dogs from sniffing them out, and,
Huh?
you know, kind of like witchcraft kind of thing.
Witchcraft good, man.
I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he
Witchy
didn't.
people.
But, man,
Who's
he
the
was
devil
talented.
beside? I'd be asking, what do you think the devil
Yeah,
is,
whether
man?
you like the blues or you don't, you just,
Who do you
as a
think
musician,
is
I think
Lucifer?
you can appreciate almost any genre as long as there's
Venus,
actual
man.
music being played
Venus.
instead of sampling.
Just Venus. You know?
Yeah, most of their people hear my stuff, they just look at me like, what did you just say? In other words, there's metaphors in there, there's this, that, and the other, and like, I found a cloud awake this morning, looking for something to feed my mind. And they'll look at that and they'll sit there on those two lines, trying to figure out what I'm talking about.
I got some mind food if you want.
I like it.
So it's kind of like
mind food.
ambiguous almost, or it can be interpreted in different ways.
Oh, all kinds of interpretation. People can at least a lot of room for interpretation.
Mind food.
Brian's saying that Jimmy Page is the perfect example of really selling your soul. Yeah, he was heavily into the Aleister Crowley magic. I think he ended up buying Aleister Crowley's house. Brian, there's a link in there. Join us. Join us on StreamYard. Yeah.
Lucifer, ¿no conoces a Lucifer, güey? Te lo introduzco. ¿Quieres te introduzco? Es buena persona. Es buena gente. Es buena gente.
Yeah, I love music. I listen to a lot of different styles. My parents were big into,
Lawrence Welk.
Classical music.
That's good too.
Me too.
One of my favorite albums that they would play would be Andre Segovia and John L. Williams playing Bach renditions on guitar. And it's so freaking amazing. Yeah. Bach on guitar by Andre Segovia and John L. Williams. Some of the most beautiful music you'll ever hear.
For sure.
Well, I used to have a whole lot of albums, Bach, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, etc., all on 78s. I used to play them on the 78.
Wow, 78s.
If you get hit with one of them things, it'll knock you out.
They're heavy. My parents had some 78s. Yep.
You ever get that? Somebody be asking you about something, you might be fiddling around or playing something, all of a sudden they ask you about the song and you can't remember who. People ask me about groups and this, that, and the other, and I can't tell them. I just listen to music. I don't care who it is.
Well, I'm pretty good at groups. I remember that stuff.
We'll be hairy beholders.
I got to say there, Beatles and Zeppelin and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Bob even gotten. I ain't paying attention to them anymore.
Hello. Take care of the tower. I'm going to fix the tower for you.
Alexis was saying that the 27 Club were all wanting to tell the public about the reptilians, so they had to go.
No glue.
Well, you look at the music industry and you look at the crap that they put out, like it seems like every Super Bowl there's always some kind of heavily
satanic
that
gee, I wonder why, man.
It seems that that's the direction.
I wonder why.
What I covered earlier was a lot of the spirituality and rock and roll, but it seems like it's more towards Satanism and Luciferianism.
Again, who is
pushing that negative agenda, so they can be ultimately the false idols that will distract and lead the younger generation into a direction that's really not good
something
for
that
them.
is worth talking about. False idols. False idols. Do you idolize anybody?
So you get these automatic warnings. I'll hear some songs and I won't hear but a couple of words out of it, and it's gone. I listen to old stuff most of the time. A lot of this newer stuff is like you were saying.
Christianity.
You start listening to it, and it's
worship
junk.
of Christ.
Most of it.
In Islam.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
It sounds.
They were made to be.
A lot of it sounds the same. Repetitive or just canned kind of crap, regurgitated and wrapped into a different product.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody talking about heavy metal. I says Black Sabbath was heavy metal.
Lucifer and the building.
They were one of the founders of heavy metal.
Allow me to introduce you to Lucifer.
So you don't sound anything like
perdón.
this junk don't
compare.
The new stuff, no.
Lucifer, ¿quién te quiere? Come tus cabezas de pollo, hermosura.
The reptilian trying to sneak in on us right now.
Lucifer, hermosura. Placer de los. Ahí están las cabecitas de pollo de Lucifer. Y por ahí anda Máculo también. Pero regresemos a los tres reyes.
The stuff that they have now, like that death metal, I don't like that. Where that kind of voice, I don't care for that. I like the kind of voice in hard rock that.
Oh, I like the Carpenters, man.
Like, singer of.
I like the Carpenters, rock and roll. Beatles, Carpenters.
Not Panther. Oh no, I forgot the name.
Pepto Bismol.
The band. It's not White Lion. I don't remember the one of the songs called I'll Never Let You Go, where it's just amazing high note. I'm typing it in right now.
Chocolate.
Steelheart. That was the name of the band. Steelheart. The lead singer of that band has got this voice that can hit so many different ranges. He has one of the most powerful voices, and it's melodic too. So, you can understand the lyrics, which is a nice thing, versus some singers where you really can't understand anything.
Janis fucking Joplin, and that's the story.
I was dealing with some Deep Purple yesterday, I think.
Janis Joplin, baby.
I just find those songs that I like back in, and I'll sit there and I'll fiddle with them. There's so many questions in my head about lead. I got the chord thing pretty much down packed, but when it comes to lead and putting those things together, I just get confused.
Well, that's one of the things. Remember.
Walk in the water.
So basic. But that was like something.
Yeah,
you wanted to learn. Another one was this one. School's out, right? Another one.
I gotta learn all those, man.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
You're making me realize I'm a lazy bum on the guitar.
Walk This Way.
Bum, baby.
The guitar riff is just what gets me as a guitarist. When I hear a really cool guitar riff, School's Out.
She's going into
It's that guitar riff that sells me. And I don't hear anything else. I like the melody of the lyrics, but I'm not even paying attention to what the lyrics are saying. As a guitarist, I'm just listening to that guitar and that melody.
Nasty
trying to figure out what the chord progression is and where they're going next, and the leads and all this. So, do you do that? Do you get hooked up?
Deep Purple.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna take your Three Kings out because I'm doing other stuff.
The song and I'll go straight from that point.
Did you see me ghost? Oh wait a minute, that's not it. It's the other way around.
And I'll sit there and I just listen to the lead.
Right? Yeah. So
did you guys see any ghosts or goblins?
Right. What?
Well, I was doing the Three Kings.
A lot of that stuff. I was incarcerated for 4 years. The Marine Corps. So I was kind of out of it. Took me a while to get back into it. You're right. I find a good riff going.
Yep.
I'll sit there and I'll try to figure it out.
Suzanne Marcella is saying this is a good example of somebody with a great voice that you can hear and has an amazing range. Jeff Tate of Queensway. Yeah, totally agree, Suzanne. Good example.
Like a thief in the night.
So the guitar riff for me is what sells me. And you don't hear that nowadays. You don't hear those great guitar riffs anymore. And that's probably why I fell out of today's music.
Well, from what I can gather, it's all power chords, it seems like nowadays. It's just a boom, 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 a power chord. They just beat down on it and go with it.
talk about
So that's another thing I'm having
gangster
to learn.
rap
What fire chords are.
and the effect it
And
has
over
on
there.
youth. And then
Yeah,
if you really want to get into it,
I never even knew what
reggaeton.
power chord was until about a few years ago when I started playing again.
Like the G power chord. Let me see if I can get that. Put that into
All
the
right.
screen. But that's
So
that's the
we
G
have
power chord. That's
computer number
really-
one,
It's really not much.
Eiffel Tower with the chargers and the extra memory. Telephone and computer number two is going to go there where the Bhagavad Gita is. Let's cover up
Easy. You should be all night
the
long.
three kings with the Bhagavad Gita. So we don't
Power
go
chord.
doing.
Power chord.
I remember seeing
We
this
don't go be
see back
doing
when I had to pick the needle up,
dark
move it back
things.
again, and then when you get here again, I had to pick the needle up and move it back again.
Yep.
They didn't have all that darn stuff, fancy
Doing.
stuff they got nowadays.
That was horrible for the record.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yep.
By the time you get finished learning it, you got to put a penny on top of the needle in order to keep it from skipping or.
I've done that. Yeah.
There we go.
When
But
you get
then-
a nickel,
That'll
it's time to
protect
find
us
it.
from the mirror
even worse
demons
with
that
the
may
8-tracks.
want to.
How do you rewind on an 8-track articulately,
Party too
especially
long.
when it goes in between that, the song goes from one track to the next.
So,
You try to get
You get
15
in there and
songs.
you get your pencil in the back of it and you rewind it and put it back in.
You do that with a cassette. Rewind it and you get that point down.
Now the third
pretty
computer.
quickly. But nowadays it's simple. You can sample whatever you want and loop it, 100 times if you want to get it down where you can practice. You can slow it down, to a quarter speed or whatever. Hear each note individually being played.
That's my one pedal. I got a looper pedal down there. I ain't figured out how to use it yet, but.
Oh, good fun. I had a Boss pedal that did looping on it. Oh gosh. So what you do is and I would do that to Back in Black.
Back in black.
And that would be my loop. I would just play that over and over, and then I just play leads to the loop.
Yeah, I've gotten that far.
Yep.
I know I need a microphone if I'm going to do anything else as far as that goes.
Mhm.
But it helps out putting the lead. You get your rhythm. So like I'm one of these guys I write.
So he's actually watching it, but he's
I'll
not
listen to it
watching
and
it.
I'll try to
Very
get
interesting.
my
Very
lead
interesting.
into it. So at least I've got something to. I got my rhythm going.
I'll
now I can
explain
see
my
what I can
sinister
do
laugh
with
to
it.
you guys.
Yeah.
Mauricio just sent me a message on
Well,
Facebook
Rob, I think we're going to wrap it
asking
up
for
here
my
for the evening.
YouTube address.
Thank you for jumping on here and finally, getting
But he
yourself
did it at a very
to the
specific
point where you
time.
can come on, and hopefully you'll be back tomorrow night. We're going to do a spirit chat tomorrow night on spiritual teachers.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot.
Check out
Was that fun?
Classical Gas.
Have fun, guys.
That written down,
Bye.
definitely. Before we go, I just want to